So hi guys, mayong adlaw. Welcome to NatzMath TV. So in this video, my presentation is about factoring by grouping. Still, this is a lesson for grade 8 students. So how do we factor out polynomials by using factoring by grouping? So we will try these examples here. We have here our first polynomial, which is x cubed minus 5x squared plus 3x minus 15. So how do we factor out this polynomial by using factoring by grouping? The first step is to group the first two terms of this polynomial and another last two terms of this polynomial. Of course, by using a parenthesis. So in this example, we have here x cubed minus 5x squared. This is the first two terms. And the last two terms, which is 3x minus 15. So we will group these first two terms and the second last two terms. By using a parenthesis, so we can write this polynomial as x cubed minus 5x squared. Then we copy the plus here. Then the terms 3x minus 15. As you have observed, we have here plus. This sign positive will not change the sign inside the parentheses. So we have here the first binomial and the second binomial. This is our first step. Now, the second step is to factor out the common monomial factor in each of the two binomials. So, for the first binomial, we have x cubed minus 5x squared. So, what do you think is our common monomial factor? We have here x cubed and we have here x squared. So, therefore, our common monomial factor shall be x squared because we have x cubed. We can factor out x cubed by using x squared times x. So we factor out the term x squared, we have x squared. So what shall remain inside the parentheses shall be, since we already have factored out the x squared, so what shall remain for x cubed shall be x. Because when we multiply x squared times x, will give us x cubed. The same thing happens for the second term. We have here negative 5x squared. We already have factored out the x squared, so what shall remain for this term shall be negative 5. So that's why we write here minus 5. So, again, the common monomial factor is x squared. What shall remain inside the parentheses shall be x minus 5. If we want to check if these factors are correct, we just simply multiply x squared times x, which is equal to x cubed, x squared times negative 5, which is equal to negative 5x squared. Now, let's proceed to the second binomial. We copy plus. Our second binomial is 3x minus 15. So what is our common monomial factor? We have here our common monomial factor in each of these terms is 3. We have here 3 and we have 5 3's for 15. So we factor out the 3. What shall remain for this term shall be x. Because that is x times 3, which is 3x. Then we copy minus. Now for 15, we have here 5. Because when we multiply 3 times 5, that is equal to negative 15. Now next step, we have here x squared and 3. So our first factor shall be x squared, which is this one, plus the 3, which is this one. And we just simply copy the common factor, which is x minus 5. So, x squared plus 3 is not factorable anymore. X minus 5 is also not factorable. So therefore, these are the factors of this given polynomial x cubed minus 5x squared plus 3x minus 15. Another example. We have here 4x squared plus 20x minus 3xy minus 15y. So the same process, we group together these first two terms and these last two terms. By using a parenthesis, we can rewrite this polynomial, which is 4x squared plus 20x. This is our first binomial. Then we copy the minus sign. Now here we have the second two terms, which is 3xy minus 15y. So, by using a parenthesis, this is 3xy, we copy 3xy. Now this time, since this is minus and this is negative, so our sign here shall be positive, positive 15y. As I've said earlier, the sign or the negative sign shall change the sign inside the parentheses. So when we multiply negative, this is negative minus. When we multiply negative, this is assumed to have negative 1. Negative 1 times 3xy will have negative 3xy. Negative 1 times positive 15y, we have negative 15y. So next step is to factor out the common monomial factor. We have here the first binomial, 4x squared plus 20x. So our common monomial factor for these two terms shall be 4x. So we factor out 4x. What remains inside the parentheses shall be, the first term shall be x, because when we multiply 4x times x, that would give us 4x squared. Then we copy plus. Then what shall remain for 20x? We already have factored out 4x, so what shall remain shall be 5. Because when we multiply 4x times 5, that is 20x. So our common monomial factor is 4x. Then we copy minus. The common factor here is, we have here the 3, we have here 15, so our common factor is 3. And we have y and y, but we do not have x here. We have x here, so x is not a common factor. Our common factor for these two terms shall be 3y, excluding x because we do not have x for the second term. So, what shall remain inside the parentheses? We have 3xy, we factored out the 3y, so what shall remain shall be x. Because when we multiply 3y times x, that is equal to 3xy. Then we copy plus. So we have 3y here. What shall remain for 15y is 5. Because when we multiply 3y times 5, that is 15y. So, our common factor, so we have here the factors x plus 5 and x plus 5 here. We group together 4x minus 3y. So, our first factor shall be 4x, which is this one, minus 3y, which is this one, and we copy these two factors, which is the same, which is x plus 5. So these are now the factors for this given polynomial, 4x squared plus 20x minus 3xy minus 15y. Now let's proceed to our next example. So we are given this polynomial, x cubed plus 2x squared minus 9x minus 18. So the same process. We group the first two terms and the last two terms by using a parenthesis. So we can have x cubed plus 2x squared. We copy minus, and we copy the second two terms, which is 9x. But this time, this is negative, it shall become positive because we have here the negative. So negative times positive is negative. Negative times positive is also negative. Next is to factor out the common monomial factor. So in this case, we have x cubed plus 2x squared. So our common monomial factor is x squared. We factor out x squared. What remains for x cubed is x. X times x squared is equal to x cubed. Plus, what remains for 2x squared shall be 2 because we already have factored out the x squared. So if we want to check, we just simply multiply x squared times x is equal to x cubed. X squared times 2 is equal to 2x squared. We copy minus. This time, our common monomial factor between 9x and 18 is 9. So we factor out 9. What remains here is x plus 2. So 9 times x is 9x. 9 times 2 is 18. This time, we have x squared and minus 9. So we group together, we have x squared minus 9 times these two common factors, which is x plus 2. We just simply copy x plus 2. The question, is this not a final answer? No, because x squared minus 9 is still factorable by using the difference of two squares. So we can factor out x squared minus 9, which is equal to x minus 3 times x plus 3. Then we copy x plus 2. By using difference of two squares, the factors of x squared minus 9 are x minus 3 times x plus 3. So therefore, the complete factorization for this polynomial shall be x minus 3 times x plus 3 times x plus 2. Now another example, we are given 2x squared plus 11x plus 12. Now we are given a trinomial, which is a quadratic expression. Now what are we going to do is just to break the middle term, which is 11x, in such a way that we could have a common factor using the first term and another common factor using the last term. In this case, we have 12. So if we are going to break 11x, we can rewrite this polynomial by using 2x squared plus 8x plus 3x plus 12. We have here 8x plus 3x is equal to 11x. Why did we use 8x plus 3x? Because we have a common factor here for 8 and 2. The common factor is 2. And another thing, we have another common factor here between 3 and 12. The common factor is 3. Now, question, can we use 5x plus 6x? Because 5x plus 6x is also 11x. We cannot use 5x plus 6x because we have no common factor between 5 and 2. Although we have 6 and 12, the common factor is 6, but we don't have a common factor between 5 and 2. So the only thing that we can use is 8x and 3x. So 8x plus 3x again is 11x. So this time, we can now group this polynomial by using the first two terms and the last two terms. We have 2x squared plus 8x, we copy plus, we copy 3x, we copy plus 12. Now, we do not change the sign inside the parentheses because the sign outside is positive. Unlike with this example, this is negative. So that's why we change the sign here. We just simply copy 3x plus 12. Again, we factor out the common monomial factor for these two binomials. We have 2x squared plus 8x. So therefore, our common monomial factor is 2x. We factor out 2x. What remains for this term shall be x. Because when we multiply 2x times x, that is 2x squared. We copy plus 8x. The common monomial factor is 2x. So what remains is 4. So 2x times 4, that is 8x. We copy plus. The common monomial factor between 3x and 12 is of course 3. What remains for this term shall be x plus 4. So we have 2x plus 3 and x plus 4 and x plus 4. The factors therefore are 2x plus 3, which is this one, 2x plus 3, and we copy the factors x plus 4. Only one factor between these two. So, the factors of this trinomial shall be 2x plus 3 times x plus 4. So now, let us try this next example. We are given 3x squared plus 10x plus 8. The same process. We break this middle term, which is 10x, by using numbers which can have a common factor for the first term and another common factor for the last term. So in this case, we can rewrite this trinomial by using this polynomial 3x squared plus 6x plus 4x plus 8. Why did we use 6x plus 4x? Again, 6x plus 4x is 10x. Now, why do we use 6x? Because we have common factor here, which is 3. And why do we use here 4? Because we have common factor here between 8 and 4, which is 4. How about, can we use the factors, or can we use 9x plus x? No, because though we have common factor between 9 and 3, which is 3, but we don't have a common factor between x plus 8. We use these two monomials, 6x plus 4x. Then, we group these two binomials here, another two binomials. So we have 3x squared plus 6x, and we copy plus another binomial 4x plus 8. Then we factor out a common factor. So we have 3x squared plus 6x. Our common factor is 3x. So what remains for this term, 3x squared, we have factored out the 3x, so what remains is x. We copy plus. We have here 6x, we factored out the 3x, so what remains is 2. That is 3x times 2 is 6x. Then we copy plus. The common factor between 4x plus 8 is 4. So what remains inside the parentheses shall be x plus 2. 4 times x is 4x, 4 times 2 is 8. So we have these factors, 3x and 4. We have the first factor is 3x plus 4, and the second factor is x plus 2. So we have this x plus 2 and x plus 2. We only copy 1. So the factors of this trinomial shall be 3x plus 4 and x plus 2. Now, last example. 9x squared plus 6x plus 12x plus 8. So there's no problem because the given has 4 terms already. So what we need to do now is just simply group the polynomials, the first 2 terms and the last 2 terms. So we can use 9x squared plus 6x, then we copy plus, then we have 12x plus 8. Again, we do not change the sign inside the parentheses because this is plus. Now, our common factor between 9x squared plus 6x is, of course, 3x. So what remains for 9x squared is 3x. That is 3x times 3x, that is 9x squared. We copy plus. We have here 6x, we factored out the 3x, so what remains is 2. 3x times 2 is 6x. We copy here plus. The common factor between 12x plus 8 is of course 4. Then this is 3x plus 2. Because when we multiply 4 times 3x, that is 12x. 4 times 2 is 8. Then we group together, we have 3x and 4. That is 3x plus 4. And another is 3x plus 2. So, the factors of this polynomial are 3x plus 4 times 3x plus 2. So, this binomial is not factorable anymore, and the second binomial is also not factorable. Okay, so that's it. I hope you have learned something from this video. So, I still have some other videos here, so you can click these videos. Please do not forget to subscribe, like, and share to your friends. Thank you, and God bless.